Oh my gosh, waiting to go live. Are we live? Are we live? Hi, everybody. I think it's just me right now. Where are all the beautiful souls? Friends and family, Venus lovers, Soul Tribe, welcome back. It's been a little while since I've done a live. Man, are we living in strange times or what? I am usually somebody who just doesn't really pay attention. Well, I mean, I pay attention to the politics, to the noise, to the media, but I try not to get excited about it. But the last couple of weeks have been kind of hard. I mean, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, if there even is an aisle. I mean, whatever. Like, it's been weird. It's been really weird. And I've been working a lot too. So I feel like I haven't been creating as much as I would have liked to in the last few weeks. It's been a very Saturn retrograde in my 10th house kind of energy for me. Um, so, Saturn's transiting through Aquarius right now, smack dab in my 10th house. The moment that Saturn goes retrograde, like my professional work life at the hospital completely exploded. Like it just got busy. Everybody's having babies. I cannot believe how many babies there are out there right now about to come out. I mean, it's absolutely insane. So, welcome everybody. I think it's just a couple of us right now, but that's okay. I've been wondering where everybody is. The internet's not so at least in my group, there's not a lot of chatting right now. There's not a lot of posting, and I don't know if it's um, just the intensity of the energy right now, the fact that we're in the shadow of Mercury's retrograde. Mercury is slowing down right now, getting closer and closer to the Earth. So we're feeling the intensity in the mind, and I can absolutely relate. Over the course of July, things did slow down just a little bit, but I like a dumbass newbie in my new job, was like, yeah, I'll work 12 shifts in 30 days, 12 24-hour shifts, you guys. Okay. So that's what I have been doing. And last night, when I got off this morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, was my last shift for this month. And I'm off for a couple weeks. So I am just feeling pretty good. I took a nap today. And I wanted to do this live for you. I wanted to look at the Olympics. So in my form, I created a PowerPoint for you guys so that we could just kind of feel into what the Olympics energy is like. I pulled a chart based on the modern Olympics inception, the inception of the international, the IOC is what they call it, Commission, International Olympics Commission, something like that. At any rate, I have the birthday for that. So we're going to look at the astrology of the Olympics. And then we're going to look at the 2 weeks of the actual Olympics, which start this weekend and go all the way until the weekend or the 11th. Now, the Olympics are funny, like in modern times when we think about the Olympics when we were kids, I used to love watching, gymnastics and figure skating and stuff like that. Um, it just always was fun for me to watch. So I always loved the Olympics. I wanted to be a gymnast. I didn't actually fulfill that dream, but it was just something, like Mary Lou Retton. I wanted to be her. So the Olympics were a big part of growing up in the reality that we are now watching crumble before us. So I want to get into some of that. We'll look at those transits. Let's see what else is going on. So yeah, I'm pretty tired. I don't know how long I can go. Sometimes when I'm tired, I ramble a little bit. So it might be for y'all's benefit. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? Oh yeah, on a personal note, I'm an intuitive person. I know this when I do readings and I'm in the right space. I can feel it. My ears ring. I have a sensation in my body. I can tell that I am doing the work of spirit for someone when I'm reading a chart. But I do a lot of work in the background. It takes a lot of time. I mean, when y'all send me a request for a chart reading, I grab your data and I spend about 2 or 3 days analyzing, writing, and thinking about it. And I've streamed up that process a little bit. But then when I get into the reading, what I realize is that I don't even look at what I've written. And so I'm trying to develop a trust in my intuitive sense a little bit more. And I'm taking a mediumship and psychic class. And just the intention of taking that class and joining this year-long academy has changed a lot of things for me. I'm feeling a lot more things. And so hopefully you all will see that in the content that's coming out in the near future, the classes that I'll be producing, and the readings that you guys get. So yeah, I'm in a strange place. It's cool though. So how's everybody else? You guys can hear me okay, I'm hoping. I'm going to show your comment, Home Bless, because I have this new streaming subscription that I got. It'll make me look a little bit more professional. I'm super excited about it. Yeah, I didn't expect a whole lot of you to show up today. Like I said, the internet's been real quiet. I mean, usually I get 10 to 20 emails a day from you guys, and I'm maybe getting one or two. And yesterday I didn't even get any. So I don't know. I hope you guys are okay. I know that the energy is intense. The sun is intense. The solar flares are popping up every 8 to 12 hours, at least an M flare, sometimes an X flare. So if you're sensitive, if you feel your subtle body, you can feel these energies, these upgrades. And so hopefully you guys are resting. Hopefully you guys are taking care of yourself, and feeling good. So, all right, cool. Let me see. Let me share the screen here. We'll see what we can get into. I delivered 2 star seeds overnight. That's pretty fun. They were by C-section though, because one was breech and then the other one just didn't want to come out. It was a huge baby, so we had to do a C-section. But I don't know if this is helpful to you guys. I love looking at this every day. This is like a 3-day deal where you can see the solar flares that have been coming in. And the reason I actually started watching this was because my husband will get these migraines with auras anytime there's an X-class solar flare. I mean, it's crazy. So I watch this and I give him a heads up when there's like a high M, or if there's an X. I'm like, hey, you need to drink water, you need rest, stay off the computer, that kind of stuff. So I would recommend that you guys watch this. This also correlates very nicely to the Schumann resonance. So if you follow that, there is a website called disclosurenews.it, and they track the Schumann resonance. They're pretty consistent with their reporting. So I recommend checking out both of those things, especially since we are in a solar maximum right now. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like things are not moving, or you just have this intense waves of energy that pulse through your body, this is why, guys. So just a public service announcement on that regard. The other thing I thought we'd do is just kind of peek at the sky for a minute. This is stellarium-web.org, and you can put the landscape in or take it out, put the sky in or take it out, and put the constellations in. And I love it because if you back out of it, you can see the Milky Way ecliptic, and then you can see the solar system ecliptic here, and you can see where they cross. One is right here at the Silver Gate between Gemini and Taurus, because there's Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, Aries. And the other gate is over here, where you have Aquarius, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Ophiuchus, and Scorpio, and then Libra, and then here's the galactic center. This is the Golden Gate. Okay, this is this part of the sky that changes everything. So if you guys follow my Facebook, sometimes I'll put out little snarky memes, when everyone says the signs are changing, just to raise awareness, just to pique people's curiosity. But it shifts everything. The constellations are all different sizes. So you're not going to have 30 degrees of Scorpius. In the astronomical boundaries, there's only like, I don't know, 6 days of Scorpio. So it's super interesting. Also, the Mayan calendar really synchronously aligns with the idea that our winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, when the sun is on December 21st, whenever that solstice is aligned to the galactic center. And because of the precession of the equinox, they were able to monitor that movement. So they watched that and they created their calendar based on that. And there's also some super interesting numerology that I'm getting into when I'm researching it based on the number 260 and then 360. And it's really, really interesting. So cool. All right. You know what? Let's get into it. I have a couple of slides. We'll look at these. Before I get into coming events astrologically, I want to share with you guys the summer school experience, at least on my end of it. And for those of you that are enrolled into this course right now, the Business and Financial Astrology course, I have to apologize to you because I had an email drafted, set, ready to go to remind you about last Saturday's live, and it never sent. And a lot of you were asking me how to get into that course. And I was like, why didn't they read the email? So that is my fault. And I feel really, really terrible. So what I'm going to do for you guys, those of you that get the Business and Financial Astrology course and are part of this launch series, there's about 16 of you. This is so fantastic. You guys are all going to get a discount code to take session number 2 with Don Bird. I'm going to help him with the lives, but he's going to be creating all of the video content in these modules. And he's really, really excited about it. The content is going to be so deep and wonderful. To get into the lunar nodes really deepens your analysis of a chart, even to understand your own nodes, because the North Node is your destiny, your evolutionary milestone in this lifetime, and the South Node is the stuff you're comfortable with. It's your karmic patterns. You know, what do you have conjunct or an aspect to your nodes? What sign are they in? What house are they in? What's aspecting to your nodes? I mean, what are the current nodes doing to your natal energy? So it's all very super interesting. I hope you guys will check that out. I don't have links yet. I'm working on that. I've just been super tired. Probably by the weekend, I'll have links for that course. Okay, so we have already gone through week 1, which was just the cycles of heaven in general. We've gone through week 2, financial houses and business charts. We got together for a live on Saturday, and we talked about Boeing and CrowdStrike and Eclipse points. And then we did kind of like a little ad hoc on Bitcoin. And that was really, really a lot of fun. Then this week, everybody got information on the lot of fortune, the lot of spirit, and then the financial nodes. So those of you that are doing the node module will really appreciate this next session of summer school. Okay, so I highly encourage you guys to look into that. Next week, Don and I are going to go live, and we are going to talk about his what he's going to do for his content a little bit, kind of give you all a taste of what that might be, and then we're going to just talk about whatever comes up. So I'm super excited. And then the last week is going to be about zodiacal releasing and other techniques to forecast. And then we have one final live where we're going to get together and actually just kind of do another Q&A. It's on a Thursday night, and I don't have to work the next day, so we'll just go all night if we have to and make sure that everybody understands. And I promise you, I will send the email. And then because I screwed up on that first live, I'm going to give you guys 15% off of Don's class if you choose to take it. So I just wanted to give you guys that spiel because that's what's happening. That's what I've been sort of mentally working on while I've been at work and doing the downtime. So yeah, Mana Moore says, you noticed that the internet's quiet too. Yeah, I wondered that. I wondered if I got in trouble for doing the Astrology of the Assassin video because it didn't get a lot of views. I didn't really push it too much, but I didn't want to get in trouble either, you know? So I don't know. Sometimes YouTube will I shit you not, guys. I'm going to tell you this story, and then we're going to get into the Olympics. So when I am at work, I have a Wi-Fi that I can use, and it is hospital Wi-Fi. And I've got all my screens. I'm like I'm like the man behind the curtain in the Wizard of Oz. I've got my laptop going because I have downtime and I can work on my stuff. And when I am just browsing through YouTube, there are certain channels that Wi-Fi will not let through. Whereas if I do a hotspot to my phone and just do the 5G internet, I can see everything. And I just think that's really weird. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if it's a security thing, but there are some channels that don't show up, like, and I wouldn't even understand why, because they're like spiritual channels, so it doesn't even make sense. But yes, so that happens. So I just thought it was maybe me, but I'm glad it's not. I hope everybody's resting because we're going to get into it. Things are going to be crazy, and I'm about to show you. But we can handle it. Yeah, YouTube shenanigans all the time. Yeah, I feel it. That's okay, though. The people who are meant to see it will see it. That's how I feel. And I tell you, there's nothing more awesome than actually connecting with somebody through astrology, because people that do astrology have this emotional intelligence that's incredibly profound. And it helps in wisdom seeking. So that's why I love this work. I just did a chart reading for a new client who's like rediscovering the zodiac in the 13 signs and all of what that means spiritually and mentally and physically, and with the relationships to self and spirit. And it's been really emotionally beautiful to witness. So, all right, here's what's coming. You guys might have seen this calendar on my Venus transits video. That came out on Sunday, and the volume was way too low. Excuse me. So I uploaded another one with the higher volume. Hopefully it's helpful, and it's long, so you guys will want to rewatch it. Check out the timestamps. But this is just to show you where all of the energy is coming from the Olympics. So this is Venus from the black line to the other black line, but from the 26th to the 11th are the Olympics. So it's these 2 weeks. And it's super interesting because we have Chiron stationing retrograde tomorrow. We have Saturn retrograde in Jupiter perfecting a square on Friday. And then we've got Venus trine the retrograde Chiron for the whole entire time. The whole entire Olympics. It's almost karmic the way it's Venus trine retrograde Chiron. Then after this weekend, there is a T-square between Uranus, Lilith, and Venus, while Venus is conjunct with Mercury. Okay? Mercury stations retrograde on the 4th during a new moon in Cancer. The next day, Pluto enters Sagittarius. Then the Sun enters Leo. Then there is the eclipse point. Okay? Now, I hope you guys have been looking at my videos because I've tried to explain what this eclipse point is. There is one more before the October eclipse, and that is going to be on September 5th. Eclipses are energetic fluctuations in 4th density, 5th dimensional time space, okay? They ripple outward instantly, but we perceive it as linear time, but causality is out the window. So something from the future can cause something to happen right now. And these eclipse points are sort of points that flavor that. And point 1 was August 12th, and then August 13th, there was the assassination attempt. So I don't know. It was really too coincidental for me to ignore it. And so I am bringing it up. I am mentioning it again in August because this is the last weekend of the Olympics. This is going to be all the medal ceremonies. This is going to be the closing ceremonies. And the Olympics, you guys, I mean, I have fond memories as a child, but in recent years and months, I have been like, my eyes have been open to certain symbolism. Like, once you see things, you really can't unsee them. And I'm not trying to be like an alarmist or a conspiracy theorist, because I truly believe I'm a sovereign spiritual being, that no one controls me. I'm, a fractal of source that creates for the creator. So, I work for spirit, and, whatever happens is supposed to happen. So these dark forces that people talk about, that perform rituals in order to gain control, feels really foreign to me. Like, I can see where, like people benefit from other people being afraid. And I can see where, when I'm in my own sort of muck of fear, that I create things for myself that I wouldn't really want to, right? I hope I'm making sense. So let me know if any of you that are watching, like, in the comments, kind of get what I'm saying right there, because that's a hard one. There's a lot of people out there that are selling fear, even people that seem like they're on this side or that side. There's a threat to democracy. World War III is coming. He's a dictator. She's a dictator. Those things. Like, they're both trying to control us with fear. And I would say to you that, regardless of what you think, if there's a way for you to develop an emotional intelligence where those things don't affect you and you are not afraid, that is your key to getting through the next few months. Because it's all here for you to consider, for you to look at, for you to feel in with your heart and feel if it resonates with you. And if it makes you angry, then there's a reason why. But it's not anything that you can change out there. The change comes from inside you. So, yeah, with this T square, with an eclipse point, with a new moon, Venus trine, a retrograde Chiron, Jupiter square Saturn, all this actually forms a yod as well. And I'm going to show you in the charts, but a yod is a finger of God in astrology. So you get a sextile between two planets, and then those two planets quincunx an action point or a destiny point. And the destiny point for this is Venus and Mercury conjunct, which is right and left brain, emotional and logical. Having gone through the purge of the opposing Pluto, they're a little bit ahead of the sun right now. It's almost as if you can really take a higher perspective and not get emotionally triggered. I know it's hard. Like, it's super hard for me. I actually had to turn off the events, the reporting of the events from the weekend of the 13th, 14th, 15th, and then the whole convention business and the blackout. I stopped, because when I was sitting with spirit, I was having visions of catastrophes, like buildings collapsing and tornadoes and stabbings and things like that. So at any rate, I turned all that off, because that was for me to consider. And yes, it bothers me, but there's nothing I can do to fix any of that. There's nothing anyone can do. I mean, you can get angry about it, you can get excited about it, you can get happy about it, but there's nothing any of us really can do. So, I mean, I don't want to get somber, but, what can we do? We can sit with spirit. We can enjoy the beauty around us. We can tap into the goddess divine feminine energy, which enables us to access our immortality, to access our creator powership. So, let's do this. Let's look at the Olympics. All right. So I just want to give you a little background on the Olympics, because it's super interesting. We haven't been doing this necessarily since the ancient Greece. The best dates that they have, and it's based on maybe 3 or 4 ancient writers that just kind of popped up out of nowhere about 600 to 800 years after, date the first Olympics around 776 BC. and going all the way till about 393 AD. And I want you to just kind of close your eyes and imagine ancient Greece in all of its glory, like before it was ruins. And imagine these events, this grand religious and cultural event that is like just central to the culture, to who you identify with and who you are and how you believe in the afterlife and all your cosmology. Like this is a big deal. These people didn't, this was like their internet, and they get to do it once every 2 to 4 years. Okay. So, this was the event where they would honor Zeus and other Olympians, and they didn't have motor cars and planes to get to Olympia. So what the surrounding city states did is they would hold a truce. There would be no fighting. There would be nothing that would be harming any of the pilgrims or the athletes on their way to Olympia. They were considered untouchable. And this was a time of year also where they would do religious sacrifices and rituals. And so I want you guys to gaze at this picture right here. This is amazing. If you were to stand next to this statue, I think that you would be, you know what? With the software, I don't have a pen. This is weird. I'll have to figure that out. If you guys can see my cursor, a man standing here would be like right here. Like this would be as tall as the man. This is one of the 7 wonders of the world because it is so incredibly immense. So this is the deity that they worshipped. This was what the games were all about. And they would actually, a lot of times, would play some of these sports nude because, but they would be muscular and they would be, and it would be a spiritual physicality, right? So the reason that they would stay fit was so that they could be connected to, source and spirit and Zeus. So I just found that super interesting. So about these religious sacrifices, after 393 AD, the world kind of went into a dark ages. It was more about survival rather than going to watch games for fun and exchanging cultural ideas and looking at art and things like that. It went into decline because there were several, catastrophic events that happened in the world. And when those things happen, you get into survival mode. Fast forward, 1,500 years between this 393 and current era modern Olympics. There was some stopping and starting. They did try to do some form of Olympics over the centuries. So anytime we were doing really, really well, they would try to start the Olympic Games again. Something would happen, and it wouldn't really work out. The Monday after Easter in 1896, they held their first modern Olympics, and Baron Pierre de Coubertin founded the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, the thing that we know now as what it is. And the next Olympics are from July 26th to August 11th. And you guys can see where I'm going with this already. This is a very expensive endeavor. I mean, trillionaires spend money on this event, not just to advertise it, not just to put on the show, not just to train these athletes and get them there and keep them there safe, get their medals, take care of all of their physical needs, their healthcare needs while they're there, safe transportation, the security. I mean, this is $1 trillion endeavor. Okay. And it's going to be on every single network. And it's going to be highly, highly publicized. France is going through some crazy stuff right now. And this is where the Olympic Games are going to be held. So we'll see. And all of this corporate sponsorship, all of this money is creating this cadre of athletes, these people that work their whole life, sacrifice their body, their emotions, their relationships to get where they're at. That dream, to chase that dream, that goal, to get the gold, okay? That's what they've been programmed and trained and paid to do. All for this ritual, okay? This was the 2012 Olympics. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but this is weird, right? I mean, this is crazy. This was a bizarre foreshadowing of 2020. Yeah, I mean, hospital beds, and what's with the giant baby? There's so many other pictures. I mean, there's so many others, and I don't like looking at it. I don't like pondering it, but it is curious. You know, they always say follow the money, right? So there's a lot of money in this business. It seems like a very highly charged event because of all the eyeballs that are on it, right? You know, wherever attention goes, energy flows. Um, and so I wonder if this whole ritual of the modern Olympics is a harvesting of our energy, of our loosh, so to speak. If any of you guys know what that is, let me know. Um, so we're going to get into it. This is the birth chart of the modern Olympics. But you know what? Before I get into that, um, I want to make sure that you guys are hitting the like button. Look at this. I'm about to be super professional here. I'm going to give you guys a scroll. Wait for it. Wait for it. See, I need help. I need a person behind the curtain to help me do this. And then we'll good. I'm even going to add an emoji. Right. Okay. Here we go. Is it working? Show. Oh, I'm over here amusing myself. No, this is really cool though. I don't know if any of you guys are investors, but you might want to start investing in Restream because these guys seem to have solved a lot of problems for a lot of people that have been trying to figure out how do I market my business online? How do I tell people about me? How do I get my following going? How do I collect all these different pockets of individuals out there that I need to share my message with? And Restream seems to be the deal. So hit the like button. Subscribe if you're lurking, please. I would love to get to know you. Join the Fellowship of 13 Signs. It's a Facebook group. The link's down below. Also, after we go through this astrology, if you guys need some help with any of this energy, honestly, one of my favorite things to do is to get deep with you guys. I'm not going to talk about the weather with you. You know, if you find something intense in your chart and you want to dive into it with me, I'm here to do that. So I have readings you want to check out below. Please go and do that. If you want to learn with me, oh my gosh, I love teaching. So that's what I'm doing here tonight. We're just sitting here hanging out. This is what our lives are like. We go through some PowerPoints, we talk, we ask questions, we think about things. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. All right, let me share the screen again. Thank y'all for being patient with me on this stuff. All right. So here is the chart of the modern Olympics. I'm just going to give you guys a minute, and I want you to engage your creative side of your brain, which I believe is the right side of your brain. I can't remember right now because I'm so tired. But I want you to look for a pattern in this chart. And if it at all strikes you in any way, just raise your hand. You know, let me know, like the video, because like this, I feel like this is crazy. I see it. I'm going to show it to you in a second. I'm going to take that annoying ticker off though, because I know you guys are indulging me, but it doesn't have to be there the time. There we go. So, do y'all see it? It's okay. I see it. All right. So it's an upside down deal, right? Almost like the Baphomet. I don't know. I'm not trying to invoke anything, but that is the modern Olympics birth chart. It's not all bad though. I mean, the symbolism kind of jumps out at you, and when you look at all these other sort of ritual things that you see in the Olympics, and you kind of absorb some of the conspiracy theories, that just pops out. It just seems sort of synchronistic. So, all right, let's see. I don't have my pen, so this will be weird to not be able to draw. I might have to email restream and say, hey, get the pen on. So one of the things I noticed right away, you guys, is that Mars is conjunct the North Node in Aquarius of the modern Olympics chart. This is the North Node is the destiny. Aquarius is forward thinking, it's futuristic. And the nice part about the Olympics is that there are individuals that are invested in it and creating it because they do desire that oneness, that unity, that collective goal, working together. We just have to watch that Aquarius energy, because the dark side of it can be an authoritarian energy, one that wants to control us and tell us what's good and what's bad. So it's got potential to unite people that are different through the wisdom of camaraderie and entertainment and sharing cultural values. Okay, so that's the Olympics, right? That's the North Node in Aquarius. But Mars is conjunct that energy as well. Mars is the athlete. I'm so sorry. Mars is the athlete. So, hang on one second, guys. Coughing is so gross. Okay. Mars is the athlete. Mars is the warrior. And it's fighting for the future, right? So I love that. I think that's so amazing. That is an incredible energy. Then you've got Sun in Pisces, which is universal love and oneness, brotherhood in the 11th house, which is the collective. So that's very nice. And you've got Moon in Capricorn in the 8th house, striving for that transformation, very close to the midheaven, very close to Mars. All that energy is all right there at the top of the chart. And what I think gives it this unique pattern is these two yods that are in the chart. There is a finger of fate here with Sun, and then all this energy in Taurus on the ascendant with Lilith, Pluto, and Neptune, and then this combined energy of a retrograde Saturn and Uranus, the sextiles between the Sun and this energy. So this is the gift. This is the gift of the Olympics, using the power and the dreams and the aspirations of generations. It shows people the expression of this brotherhood through a higher perspective of, there's training, there's individuality. The people that train for the Olympics, you probably have one person in your town that maybe got close to the Olympics. It's a pretty elite bunch, those people that have the physicality to actually be part of the Olympics. So it's interesting that this is sort of the destiny point. It's the individual in service to this harmony of the rigid structure changes through metamorphosis. I think that's pretty cool. That's the destiny point there. Having Pluto and Neptune conjunct's pretty interesting also. Let me see. I have some notes on that. How do you guys feel about that? Yeah, amazing picture, right? Let's see. So I'm going to go all the way down to Neptune. I want to talk about this Taurus energy here. I'm just feeling really guided to talk about that. So for Neptune and Taurus, I've got let's see, it's like I have a poem that brings to mind someone that's a builder that sits and dreams and builds the things in their minds, right? Their spirit weaves through nature's tapestry in the quiet solitude. That's that Neptune Taurus energy, seeking the beauty in the grain and in the melody and the breeze. And so this is very much a natural sort of earth energy with the spiritual energy of Neptune. There's almost a magical quality to the Olympics. And I think Neptune in that position does that. And then Neptune is conjunct Lilith. And so you get a rebellious energy, a primal energy, an instinctual energy that goes with it. There's also a heightened sense of intuition and creativity, a deep connection to our subconscious. So there's something about these Olympics that are connected to our instincts. Like we want to watch it, we need to watch it. And it's in sort of the ascendant energy, which is what is projected outward. So you can see how, excuse me, this powerful combination leads to that magical allure. Because Pluto is very magnetic, right? Very wealthy too. It's the lord of wealth. So you have this Lilith, Pluto, Neptune energy in Taurus, in the Olympics first house. It's a wealthy, unstoppable, powerful, magical energy. That's what's going on with the Olympics. That's in the ascendant. Wow. And the sun sextiles that. So they can express that in a way that's harmonic, in a way that appeals to the collective and their, their desire for unity and oneness. So that's super interesting. And then this Saturn-Uranus combination here. Let's see what that says. Oh, I don't think I wrote that down. Okay, well, let's just break it down. So Uranus in Libra is like a, excuse me, I'm so sorry, like a quest for balance that's being challenged by the individuals. So I think in general, the Olympics sort of have this, they almost have this bad luck around them, like where things happen at them. And I think that might play out this year, where it's something that's vulnerable, sixth house, to be something that can be taken advantage of. You kind of get that. So like bombings will happen, terrorist attacks, things like that, which is why security is so huge at these events. So that might be that Uranus energy, kind of feeling free but trapped at the same time. That's Saturn and Uranus together. Like they're able to excel and express and to achieve, but at the same time they're trapped. That they're trapped in these confines. I mean, you might look up to them when you're a kid, but when you think about everything that these people have to go through to be part of the Olympics, this makes perfect sense. All right, and then let's see, that second yod, the action point is the South Node. So it's expression in the local community. And that's where it starts, right? The community champions, they progress towards the goal of getting the gold. Moon and Mercury, it's an emotional journey of achievement. So yeah, this all kind of goes together for me. Just the positions, the Jupiter in Cancer. That's it's actually a very nurturing energy. It's an abundant energy if I have the time right and it's in the second house. It could also be a very fertile energy. So it keeps going, it keeps prospering even when times are tough. So, all right, that's the Olympics. Whew. How's everybody doing? Are you guys liking the video so far? I hope so. I hope this content's helpful. Let's see. You know what I can do? Actually, hold on, guys. There's my chat. Oh, awesome. Look at me being a show producer while I'm trying to present at the same time. This is so fun. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let me show you this. This is the day the Olympics start. This is the opening ceremonies. And it's nice because we can look at, in general, what is conjunct this Olympics natal chart. What is resonating? What is creating constructive, destructive interference patterns for the Olympics and its purpose, so to speak. And it's interesting that the three energies that are combined on the ascendant of the Olympics, those three energies are the current Jupiter is conjunct that right now. So there's an expansion. I feel like this could be good. I mean, this could be a good Olympics. It could actually be an energy that unites people. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? Should we have faith in that? Do we have faith that that's possible? I mean, that's very Jupiter energy. I think if they stop it with the weird ceremony, ritual, magic that they do, I think that that's possible. Maybe just have, you know, ceremonies of people singing about peace and about joy and about love and all those things. That might be better. So I don't know. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do on opening day. But they have a potential to truly express that magic in a way that is bountiful, beautiful, abundant, faithful, optimistic, big. Because Sun will also be conjunct that natal Jupiter that day. So the day of the opening ceremony, Sun is conjunct the natal Jupiter of the Olympics. That's super interesting. It won't stay there because the Sun's going to move pretty quickly. And I'm going to show you a transit chart really quick so you can see that. Pluto is conjunct the moon of the Olympics. So that's intense. There's some deep transformations going on, probably on the inner workings of the Olympics. The divine feminine energy. I know that what I've discovered in researching the Neptune and Capricorn generation is they're much less rigid about their boundaries around things like gender and class and nationality. It's really interesting to watch. And that is a Capricornian moon. And, the Olympics way back when, sometimes they're not really sure, but they might be evidence that women weren't even allowed to watch. Okay. And now we've got this whole thing where men can do women's sports and vice versa. So there's a big transition coming with this energy. And some things may be good, some things may be bad. It just depends on what, the feminine energy of the Olympics is attached to. It needs to let go. If I have the time right, I do, it's 1:30 Paris time. There's emotional energy there. That's 8th house energy. So there could be a potential for magic too, for illusion, because moon, Pluto, that's magic, that's alchemy. The expression is in the sun and Cancer with Jupiter. So yeah, and it's opposing each other. So what are we seeing? Are we seeing the truth? Are we seeing the magic? Is the truth the magic? I don't know. So we have to watch that. Mercury will be very quickly conjunct the South Node. So good communication, excited communication, creative communication about the Olympics. They're always good at that. They're able to market it very well. I think a lot of people will still watch it. I probably will. I mean, I love gymnastics, so I'll probably watch it. Lilith, this is what I was going to say at the beginning. So we have the 3 entities that are conjunct the ascendant here for the Olympics, and they're spread out here on this particular era of time that we're in, because it's been a long time. Neptune and Pluto are in a sextile that's been around forever. Back then they were actually conjunct. So they're in the sextile, and then we have Lilith over here. So this energy is spanning, a bigger, more spiritual, more communal part of the sky. That could be interesting. We've already talked about Pluto, the Neptune's in Pisces in the 10th house. So the illusion is very strong right now. We're all kind of wondering, what the hell timeline are we in? And I think that has to do with Neptune. I don't think it's going to get any better until Neptune's out of there, because it's very 12th house energy. So it's very subconscious, dreamy illusions. We may not realize what's going on until it's out of that energy. And then the instinctual energy of harmony, of peace, of what are we actually warring for? So hopefully this can bring some unity to the Olympics. I like this and this for that. Hopefully it's not, this that we fear. I think it'd be nice for an event like the Olympics to actually move towards what most people are organically working toward anyway. You know, I mean, if you don't buy into what's going on, if you don't buy into the division that's on the television, because you look to your neighbor, you look to your coworker, most people will help you. Most people love you. You love most people. You know, sure, there's the jerk down the street or the coworker that gets your hackles up, but I mean, for the most part, life's pretty good, right? If you didn't know what was going on, you would be okay. You'd be co-creating the reality that you need. And by absorbing this information, by absorbing the negative, I think we help create the negative in our own life. So bravo to y'all that are not watching anything right now. And I'm not mad at you for not coming to my live tonight or not watching this right away, but I want you all to just hang in there. Everything will pass. We'll be okay. Stay grounded in who you are. Stay grounded in who you love. Get a reading from an astrologer if you don't want one from me. I mean, I'd love to do one for you, but I have the next couple of weeks off. So if you guys want to fill up my time with some reading, I would be lovely and happy to do that. So I'll just be studying my mediumship. My birthday's coming up on the 4th. So I'll be the big 50. Family's coming. I am super excited for everything. So I'm going to focus here. I'm going to focus right here. I'm going to come up with ideas. I'm going to just blurt them out. I might pay attention to what's going on, but doing that, all the work I did, it was rough. So tonight I'm going to sleep like the dead. I am super excited, and tomorrow's a brand new day. So I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for those of you that did join me and were bearing with me while I worked with this new streaming software. I finally got the chat going. I love y'all. Namaste.